PYP Boxing here at the Red Owl Arena in Houston, Texas, where we got Razor Melendez, who's looking to come out with a win tomorrow night. Talk to us, man. Where are you from, and how did it all start for you?
Yeah, so I'm from Miami, Florida. Flew in from Miami, Florida. Got the call to fight one of their undefeated prospects here in Houston. Houston's own Philip Rome Jr. Looking to come take that upset because I'm a more experienced boxer than him. I've led in professional fights between MMA and boxing. Have over 100 amateur fights, so I started at 9-10 years old, and now I'm more focused than ever.
Okay. What was the record again? The professional record boxing?
Over 11 fights, so boxing I'm 2-4.
Okay, and over 11 fights combined in both sports.
So,
how hard is it going to be to make those transitions?
Yeah, so the hardest transition I've ever had to make was from boxing to MMA. Shortening my stance, learning to defend chokes and arm bars was super hard coming from boxing to MMA, but I can always apply my knowledge to come back into the sport of boxing because I have over 100 amateur fights as an amateur boxer, 2008 Junior Olympic silver medalist finest, and then runner-up in Golden Gloves at 18. So I'm 32 now, I'm a grown man, and I've always applied the knowledge that I have in boxing to all my sports that I play in. So it's going to be a fun show tomorrow to be able to get in there with Rome and show him, because I know he's a little wet behind the ears in regard to boxing. He comes from a football background, and it's going to be fun dancing around him, making him miss.
Hey, listen, this is the DAZN, man, and Red Owl's got a pretty good reputation. They're putting on exciting fights and also having big names here. It is the DAZN. First time I came out here was Fight Fest. I believe they had number 6, and they had a big name here. They had Shakur Stevens, they had Jay Prince in here. Last time I was here, they had Crawford in here, man. Big names. It's a big stage. How does that make you feel? A little nervous to be on the DAZN?
I used to be nervous. I fought on UFC Fight Pass now and a couple big names in regards to mixed martial arts. I've been in the ring with professionals. I've been in the ring with Paulie Malignaggi as a kid. I've been in the ring with world champions. So I don't bend the knee or get starstruck by any adult male. But it's gonna be fun putting on a show in front of them, and being on the DAZN is a privilege. And I know they're the powerhouse in regards to boxing right now, and they're really doing it the right way. So it's gonna be fun dancing under the lights and showing off my ability for them.
Hey, listen, talk to us a little bit about where you're from, man. I heard you giving your little story about where you're from there. It seems like you had a little bit of difficulty as I was overhearing you in your other interview. Some couple of speed bumps in life there.
Yeah, so again, like I started off in boxing at 9-10 years old, and growing up in Miami, it was hard to stay focused and do the right thing. I want to say I'm a product of my environment because my brothers were great growing up. They're becoming great adult males. I just made really stupid decisions. I got involved in gangs. I was shot at the age of 18 after Golden Gloves, and that's kind of what made me take my break from boxing. I had a pretty bad muscle tear after being shot in the leg. Then eventually I was pretty seriously injured in another gang attack at the age of 20, and I took a lot of time off from fighting from that. I did about 7 months in jail as well. And then it all kind of stopped after the birth of my daughter. I reapplied myself back to school because I was in college at the time. Since then, I've got my bachelor's in aviation administration. I've worked 3 years over at SpaceX in Nassau. Now I'm working for Leakey Aviation as one of their executive buyers, and I'm part of the logistics team. So, and now I'm reapplying myself and focused back into boxing after a really tough year. I dealt with some depression as a grown man as well. But I'm the most physically I've ever been healthy in my life, and definitely the most mentally health-wise I've ever been in my life. So it's a big fight for me, at a personal level, more so than just the record is going to show or anything like that.
Yeah, listen, and I overheard you talking to them as well, and I heard that about you. You're educated, you've got great jobs now. Something came across my mind. Why do this again? I mean, you got everything going for you. You got a great family. You got a great career. You make good money. Yeah. Well, what makes you want to get in the ring and get your face bashed in?
Yeah, you sound like my mother. You sound like my mother, my head coach. It's funny, during sparring for this camp,
you get it all going for you, man.
I did a 6-week training camp for this fight to fight Rome, and my head coach Dino at Fifth Street yelling out, "He doesn't need to do this. He doesn't need to do this." In the middle of my sparring, he's an engineer. So it's difficult, but. It's difficult because my mother's always telling me to quit. Dino's telling me, "Yo, look, hang it up," and my skills always been there. But they know that one of our training partners, God bless him, Daniel Toretto, world champion, Italian cat. It can happen out of nowhere, but you don't play boxing. You know
Yeah.
I said I played this, but you don't play boxing. Got
I know the name, yeah.
Toretto
I
dealt
remember.
with a serious injury and really let him down for a long time. He's in recovery and he'll never box again. But that's kind of the fear of Dino, and kind of fear of my mother in regards to my boxing. It's like, don't risk it. But man, I was ready. Like last year, personally, I was ready to go. Like I didn't want to live anymore last year, and this is kind of an important fight on a personal level for me. And this is what I like. I never switched as a kid what I wanted to be when I grew up. I wanted to be an astronaut, and I wanted to be a pro fighter, pro boxer. Rather. And I've worked at NASA as an engineer, and SpaceX, and now I've worked at pro boxing. So.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. Hey, listen, last question here. Fifth Street Boxing. Just wondering if you know a really good friend of the show out there, Hermes Horta Jr. He's a hell of a guy, 5-0, 7-0 over there. He's from Cuba. Young, he's there at Fifth Street Boxing, man. He's a good kid, man. Yeah, you wish him well when you see him out there. Tell him PYP Boxing said hello.
Awesome, I will do.
Good luck, man. Thank you. We'll talk to you after the show.
Ciao. Yes,
Talk to you after the show, man.
Yes, sir.
See you. Thank you.
Thank you, of course.
Yeah, Hermes.